Nia, you are not a sex kitten. You are a gigolo. Look at your pose. You always do that. I don't know. Oh, I know. Look at me. I'm gorgeous. Look at me. I'm gorgeous. Okay. Well, then I will complain about the assignment. I have a 20-page assignment. She asked for a page or less. She's kind of got it. With a disclaimer. She's got actually 2 pages because I'm doing paragraphs with drop space. Okay? So literally, depending how I did the type or the font, yeah, I could probably have fit it into a page. And the disclaimer on it, which took up a good 2 paragraphs, said, this is interesting. You want a page discussion about whether or not, or the assignment calls for whether or not Canada is multicultural or a melting pot.
Yeah, well,
I would prefer to do this in an anthropological, social sciences, political science, sociological, any kind of discussion. Because nobody is using those terms other than in ideological framings that support certain agendas. It's probably not a nice paper. If she's real smart, she could read through the lines. Doug was real smart, but he was okay. He didn't care. If you could substantiate it, take it from that conflict perspective, you could say the nastiest shit, and I'm sure it will make it tasty. Okay? And sometimes draw happy faces and go, wow,
came out of that school, and a lot of us tried
that's teaching you to think.
To forget.
And it's in there.
It's in that.
And if it was really it's going to be incredibly nourishing, all of it. It's quite an idea, but it doesn't really line
If
up
she wants to have a taste of it, she can.
This woman isn't. She
doesn't like it?
Oh my God.
Do you want another plate?
My name.
What are you going to put the gunk into?
I'm an Indigenous artist and activist. It's almost summertime in the heat of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I'm on my way to my reserve in Batchewana to see my auntie, Mary Bell.
Yes, that's the thing.
Are you going to be able to eat them tonight?
That's the safe place for me. You guys don't knock down. Wada.
Somebody crying, but it's so
Right?
dark you can't see. I'm turning around like this,
And it's actually a safe place
Somebody's
with you,
crying
Tim.
over there. Somebody's
It's
crying
over here. It's
there.
away from that thing. And
I
you
finally fell
can't
asleep.
tip
I
it.
think it must have been like we had ridiculous playing from playing blankets down when we got the Massey OPP cars team. There were about 3 of them.
Mia, what are you
Just standing
doing?
there like sitting ducks.
You're in the window.
The runaways. The cop came always
Must be warmer.
The school
Hello.
reported that he was
Hello.
away and we have to take you back. And the girls just started to
Well, I was going to
cry.
get you to look at me while you're doing it.
Well, I
Hello.
was too. And I said, please
Hang
don't
on.
take me back there. And he said,
There.
because you're...
Mia, what are you doing in the window? Mia, are you in the window?
By the
Oh,
time
you're a
we got
big
back
black
to school,
blob.
About 5, 6 teachers came out. And they were all...
And then there's me staring at you like this. So you could say, that's really nice. Yeah, it is. Look at her.
But I think just my facial expression.
Wow, eh?
By this cop, know that this was phony. And then the cops left, and once that door closed behind
Because
us,
what
it
I
was
can
like
do at that
hell
point, I put the onion in. The
on earth.
onion will more than soften up if the thing's, and it's boiling in there.
Here's your beloved
And then just
Uncle
leave it
Sonny.
sit there because it'll just sort of keep cooking a bit.
Look at
And then it
how
sits till tomorrow
cute
cools
he
off.
was.
And that's what they call resting a soup, isn't it? Or something like
First
that.
attended school,
Basically.
I think, in,
I'll go over and do the dishes in a minute. So you could say, that's really nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it is. You do know, Mew, I'm recording the evidence. You're in my chair.
Joe has been trying to kill Mr. Barnabas.
Of course.
And I'm trying
Well, yeah.
to finally...
It's okay. You're okay. You're a good girl.
You all right?
Yes, you're a good girl. She's looking at me going, you're just saying that.
Joe has to...
Trying to be domestic and make something that I want to eat too.
Joe
Or,
ran out when I came in.
Tim, this stuff tastes incredible. This tastes like something from a Chinese restaurant. Like like hot and sour soups, but it's not that, it's not over spicy. It's kind of garlicky, spicy barbecue. It's not over spicy. And the only thing that's missing is 1 or 2 tomatoes. And I have pimples all over my fucking face. I'm wearing a mask.
There's Twinkie Bomb.
Pretty cool, huh?
No,
Not really.
Dr. Huffman.
And here's what are you doing?
Not about all.
Put that up there and say goodnight. I'm really past being tired, okay? Here, smile. Try to smile. You're on tape smiling.
So yeah,
Okay, that's good.
love you. I'm coming out tonight.
You need to shower very soon
Yes.
again, okay?
Yes, I know.
And you can't seem to wash your hair in the sink.
No, I have
And
to
I
do
don't know
that.
how to do it in that sink. And the only thing I can think to do is get you in a shower. And somebody said, get him in the house in the bathtub. And I don't think I can get you in and out of it, Tim.
Well, if I can get him in the cabin shower.
I think because that's not got the door on it. That might work. Oh, okay.
It's just,
And I don't know what. Nums. Oh, that is so good. I am glad. This num. Oh, there's the icky garbage. Let's have a picture of you eating num nums instead. Oh, this num nums. Yeah. Just so. Is that good? Oh boy. You are a Twinkie. Hi, Twinkie Bum. Let's try to do a picture this way and get a flash on you. There.
Some do not even realize
Oh,
the
this
story
num
is true.
nums.
They reveal the real story of Bonnie and Clyde. It reveals that far from being a loved-up couple, they were in fact cold-blooded, callous murderers who stopped at nothing to obey the law and pursue the finer things in life they believed they deserved.
Yeah, well, I
The
do
life
too.
and death of Bonnie and Clyde.
I had a nice talk with Ingrid, who said, you know what? I said, what would you do with this kid? She said, well, ask the teacher if you can take him out of the class. And you know what? That's brilliant. It never occurred to me to do that. I said, it never even occurred to me to do that. That's really cool. I wonder if we could do that. Can we go sit in the hall? You want to say chicken wings? We're going out there. And I'm going to run this past Letitia tomorrow and say, you know what? Let's try this. Let's see what could happen. But I actually believe, I know this has nothing to do with watching this.
And one of 4 sons.
Okay, listen, these kids come into school. They're doing pretty good.
Although this is
There's all sorts of shit. One can't walk with a lamp. He's autistic.
Son was born,
But he's still smiling.
lived in a tiny hamlet.
The other one has not started his chicken wings routine.
Clyde was brought up in a
They get
hard-working,
to
extremely
snack
poor,
time.
God-fearing family.
They eat what comes from home, and I am not making this up. In
Clyde
20
was known
minutes,
in the family's blood
bang!
and was rarely addressed by
It's
his
like,
own name or
it's a
form.
worse kid.
Life was tough for the family.
Now, what are they
Children
eating?
slept
Ask
on
me that.
carpets in a 3-bedroom shack.
Some kind of really over-processed food with crap on it, like bread.
And early photographs of the
And
Barrow
I
family
swear
showed
it's
a
that.
joyous
I
expression.
just,
But they were a close family,
we've got a
and
couple of
these two were
EAs over at
doing their best to
McCammon
make sure
who
their
have
children
changed
attended
the
school
diet,
and church.
and they got
And they
the
were
parents to
expected
go
live their
along.
lives by the
The
Bible,
diet
just
with
as
one of
she
their
did.
kids.
She also ingrained into
I
her
looked at the
children
kid
what
2
people
weeks
were
ago,
good
and I
what
went,
people were bad.
oh, where's...
She regularly beat her
And he
children
said,
to ensure
it's
they
okay, I
stayed
can
on the
ride
right
around here by myself, because there's an exercise bike they get to ride on.
Approach to discipline, she loved her children,
And I
they
thought,
loved her.
what the...
And as a family,
That's how much of a significant difference there is.
as they grew up,
Rather than him laying on the floor
as he is now,
and spitting at people. That's incredible. They have, the parents have pulled him off of all white breads, all processed foods, all everything. He gets vegetables and carrots and maybe some good cheese, and you get the idea, for his snacks. Fuck, man, this is a completely different child. It is bizarre. And I think that's what I'm seeing there. 2 weeks. It's been odd. Everything's fine up till snack. They have snack. They do recess. That's 20 minutes. All of a sudden, it's like you have this little demon from hell that doesn't seem to.
He mimics these notorious
Okay, so I don't know if I'm a conspiracist, but you know what? The crap in our food
When Clyde
is
reached his
affecting
teens,
everybody.
The sticks were swapped for rifles.
And it is
as
affecting
was
kids.
typical with country families like the
But this whole thing with this one kid, Ingrid's got some really great ideas. She said, no, she said just, he can't do that. He is disrupting the hell out of the class. I know he's making this teacher crazy. How would you like that every 5 minutes? Chicken wings! Chicken wings! Like,
Cemented by their
I love you. This is unreal. I looked at him today and I said, you know what? I really like you. And I don't want to sit with you anymore.
There, I found that thing today.
Because I can't even hear what our teacher is saying.
This
And he looked at me kind of funny and I said, I'm not willing to play chicken wing games. If you want to talk about why this is upsetting you or bothering you, I will go with that. But I'm not willing to play this silly game with you. And then somebody showed up to do some kind of work with him or something, and that was the end of that. But this kid should be hauled out. When he starts doing chicken wings, he should be out in the hall and say, let's do our workout here now.
Clyde's older brothers and sisters abandoned farming.
See, that's old school.
In the city.
New philosophy says, doesn't matter what they do, they get to stay in the class.
Do you realize how much power that has granted children?
Or discussion. There's something wrong with different school system or private school system. She said, we wouldn't tolerate it. We are not going to sacrifice everybody else for the sake of one child.
But to start with, the life in Dallas was worse
Like,
than their
if
previous
they cannot
impoverished
adapt,
farmers were not welcome
which
in
is what we work on doing, change the behavior so you get to come in. That's the reward.
where they joined other
Well,
impoverished
there's nothing wrong with that, really. But poor Vicky is up against hell, or she is, Tim. Oh my God, the stuff this woman is living. And I said, going, and she told me, I said, okay, I've at least probably got it lucky. Because by the way, the worst I've had so far are stickers pounded onto my arms and my bracelets.
But the ever-resourceful
And I just kind of looked at them going, oh,
and eventually made enough
I may wear
to buy a shirt
more
in the summer.
of my armor.
So at least the family had a roof over their heads.
And after they got done doing that, they pounded stickers onto themselves. Oh, well, that's cool. Okay, well, that's, why not?
Their uncle's farm in Corsica to shield them from the hurricane.
Anyway, I don't know. Okay, so this is on your big thing. There's a piece of paper over there. It needs to be legible, okay? Okay.
Although there is no proof of
And then what?
When Roy finally returned, Dwight declared the marriage.
Nap at noon, because I come in and do whatever. Here's the thing.
5 years for robbery.
I come in for about 1 o'clock. I will collect that. I will either decide to do it or it depends on the weather, Tim. I don't think we're going to go out on the bikes. It's supposed to piss poor horribly today, and today was really wet and cold. Or I might have gone out for an hour and I couldn't do it. I would like us to either do something tomorrow afternoon,
She still believed in the dream.
or
And when she was in
watch TV.
the brother and his wife were holding.
Are you looking at me?
Head for that away.
Sunday is supposed, or Saturday is supposed to piss pour rain, and Sunday they're calling for snow here, believe it or not.
Clyde wasn't born as usual. He was short.
Well, that's what they're calling for. However,
But he was a snappy dresser.
Saturday and Sunday through Fort Langley, White Rock are not that bad.
Clyde, Bonnie was better. She was
I don't know about driving all the way to White Rock. I thought,
only 5 foot.
you know, we could go to Fort Langley and go visit the horse. Can you afford to buy 2 apples? Well, I hope so. Because if we're going to go see the horse, I would need 2 apples. Although, theoretically, Saturday I might have carrots. You never know.
Whether Clyde initially discussed his brushes with the law, but she was a bit defiant anyway.
And if all else, I'll take
their relationship. The police arrived at Bonnie's house, looking
I guess I could. Hey, nobody would really notice if I gave her sugar cubes, would they?
I believe this time it would be
I'm just rubbing her nose, aren't I?
appears to be into.
I'll take sugar
But the
cubes.
bond was ultimately
Oh, she's
Okay,
gonna love
so
me
we're
to
gonna-
pieces.
Head for that away.
Anyway, okay.
To no avail.
So then we've got
Alice
something
did
on
not
board
forget
for that.
episodes,
Okay.
leaving Bonnie collapsed in a heap sobbing. Her mother warned her.
So, and then Sunday, Tim, we've got
Made it
language.
her mission to stand by him through whatever charges are thrown at him.
And I don't know what this woman's doing. She's talking the 22nd. I may send this ahead. I've got more of this assignment to do. I do not want to be doing it last minute. I need to put it together with its soundtrack, with what, and simply send it. I don't even know if I want to give her a 2-page overview. She has it all put together, and I'm just going to go, you know what, Glenda? Deal with it.
Declaring her undying love.
Because actually, in the 3 hits, I've done all of it.
Despite getting close to Clyde's
And
sister,
then
who were
do
impressed by
a
her beauty and glamour. His mother, Cuny, was less impressed. The heavy makeup and
wasting my time doing a PowerPoint, Tim, is not cool because the odds are we will not be able to screen share.
She was certainly not the sort of girl
Yeah.
who should suddenly
So
What?
this goes up onto Google.
You feel
I can
low on
come
oxygen.
face-wise.
However, yet again,
Because I usually don't.
after the jury
If I came on
Well,
face-wise,
then you should be going to bed by about 8, okay?
was rearrested
Did you have a lay down today?
in connection
Okay,
with
that
if I
may be
just
some of
simply
it too,
showed
but
up,
ultimately the whole thing with
they'll see
you doing
Clyde
lay down and making sure you take your
I'm gonna
water
share a
pills
song. And sing.
and your water pills may have a lot to do with what's going on right now. Okay?
That would work.
Hello?
And then
I'm
stop.
glad you shaved,
speak in
by
the
the way. It
language
looks
some
it
more,
looks nice.
And then speak briefly about who I am.
And Bonnie stayed in wait, determined to stand by her man. Clyde was
And on
just
top of
transferred
everything
to
else,
Huntsville, 19 miles away.
I'm not unique.
Although
None.
unknown to Clyde,
That's what I want to say. None of us are unique.
and Clyde was determined
We are all
but to achieve it.
just
he
different
needed help.
people trying to
On
get
Tuesday,
through
11th of March, 1930,
stuff,
during one of
including
Bonnie's visits,
a pandemic.
Clyde whispered to her
That's
details
what I
of his
wanna
technical
say.
planning.
And while we're here, I want you to meet Tim
And
because,
grateful man, William Turner, who before his
you know,
conviction lived with
this
his
is my buddy
parents
sidekick.
in the house Turner had hidden.
And I will script
Clyde
you
asked
something to
Bonnie
read.
go to the house,
You
retrieve
should
the
probably do it
and
in
smuggled
Upriver.
into the jail that evening. He
Okay?
promised her
Or I don't care. Which one do you want? Upriver or Anishinaabe?
he would come back for her, and they could be together.
Then you will tell
It's
them
both
who
of
you
them.
are in
Bonnie had
Anishinaabe
never
Moan.
broken the law before.
And
Although
I'll
she
give
was
you
a
something
lovely
about, you can go, and I work for Kai. That'll be good because I'll translate
That was
it.
about to change.
And
Bonnie agreed to the plan, treating it as some kind of romantic
I speak
gesture
to it.
to prove her love for her man.
so be it.
In her mind, being in a
And
room
other
with
than
Clyde
that,
was more exciting than
what else
returning
do
to
I
her
say?
family in Dallas and living the
This is
humble
interesting
life
because
she
the
lived
whole
before she met Clyde.
assignment is what is my culture?
Clyde
What
passed
is my
around
culture?
a little map of the Turner
My culture
and the
is
location
I
of
am
the gun.
born in Canada,
Underneath he scribbled,
which, and
"You are the
that's when I
sweetest
do
baby in
the
world
political
to me. I love
discussion.
you."
Yeah.
Bonnie carried out Clyde's instructions and smuggled the gun into
Yeah, it's about as
This is how life is. I mean that quite
but not
sincerely.
much more than.
I really wish that we would have just gone for a little drive, come home, done whatever, and it's just non-stop bullshit instead. Okay, well, you're not living it, but I am, and I've been on it since about 2 this afternoon.
They found a shotgun in the closet of his door. They then exited the house by the back door and crept up on John as he examined their car. With his shotgun pointing at him, they bundled him into the vehicle. Clyde, Raymond, and Bonnie followed, leaving her distraught Nellie sobbing on her knees as they drove away. The kidnapping of the deputy sent the region into meltdown, and officers from the state of New Mexico and Texas were drafted in to search for the officer, and many feared the worst. But Johns was unharmed.
Yeah, you
He
got
was
back
about
to your
to
box.
leave
Yes, I'm
and
going in the next 30 seconds because it's well past my bedtime.
But as he prepared to pay, he pulled out a pistol and ordered takings from the till.
What?
As he made way out of the shop, all hands
Yeah,
to
well.
but the robber hit back.
You're out here, and you've been out here for who knows how long, and I've tried to message you or buzz you on the phone. Hey Tim, I'm really overwhelmed. Oh God. Let's stop over at the liquor store. I'm gonna pick up a box of wine. Oh God. I can't decide what's wrong with me. Can we put this up? Well, that would be a nice thing.
Low on oxygen. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, then you should be going to bed by about 8, okay?
Jesus fucking
Did you have a lay down today? Okay, that maybe some of it too,
I don't even want to talk about what I've got going on this week. I'm just overwhelmed. And I have tried repeatedly to buzz you on the fucking phone to say, I'm going to be a little bit yet. I'm going to be a little bit yet. But you just, okay, so you were out here and ready. Oh, okay. I'm really lucky I'll live through today, tomorrow, and start it all over again next week.
Oh.
I've got a lot of issues with pickup. It will probably have to be done Monday because I don't think I can pull it off Tuesday. Tuesday I have a full day. So, you know, it's anybody's guess what I can do with this. God. I don't know. Okay. So, well, then you should be going to bed by about 8, okay? Did you have a lay down today? Okay, that's maybe some of it too, but ultimately the whole thing with the double echo out there, and I don't know why I kept laying down and making sure you take your water. I didn't do anything different. I did do it on a different computer. Finally, what's going on right now? Okay, I don't know. Hello. I'm glad you shaved, by the way. It looks nice. We should be out on the bike. Okay. Now.
By this weekend, it's supposed to be plus 20.
Well, tomorrow at 1 o'clock might be when we would do it. Okay. Which would be an hour or so on the bike. Okay. And we've got language thingy tomorrow. We've got too much tonight, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
All I've got is Tina Turner's story.
Well, it would be good if you had come up with something more than just one. Okay.
The one's a short one though.
Anyway, I have the fucking assignment done. It has to be done for the 22nd. It's not very far off, Tim. It's 2 weeks. And I don't have 2 weeks time
organize
to deal with it. The stairs. Well, I don't. She'll have
for tomorrow. Okay?
5 more, 6 more, 10 more assignments. Okay. And I don't know what to make of what's going on. I don't think we're learning. I'm supposed to be doing a journal every day, and I'm having a lot of difficulty with it. I can do a journal at the end of the week after I kind of have stuff to process through and say, how do I put this all together? What has gone on with this kid? But to do it on a daily basis, I've got notes of, oh, and the kid did this, and that. Oh, I talked to the teacher about, like, those are what my entries are like. Those are not insightful. Those are bullshit.
That's good.
And she's bullshit. What?
Why they keep the sun off?
I would have liked to have gone to someplace like even, I don't know, somewhere today. You're kind of all over the road here, okay? What is going on right now? Okay, so one of the problems that we have is the fact that you didn't take 2 water pills, or 1 water pill yesterday. This would explain a lot of maybe where you're at. And you can't do that.
Yeah, obviously I know that now.
Well, you knew that before, a week ago, Tim. And you're really over this side of the line. So how about we try to get into the middle of the road, okay? I've had 2 glasses of wine, and I suspect I would drive better than you are right now. Of hits for tomorrow. Okay? God damn, eh? Yeah. Okay. And driving is one thing. Bike is another, because bike means that you have to use balance too. Well, it does. Which is why I get a little kooky with whatever. Okay. But driving over there on that part is not cool, Tim. Slow up beside him. Just slow up beside him. Organize the other stuff in the stairs. Go up in front of him and slow up. Get you a couple of hits for tomorrow, okay? Go past him and the other behind. This is my stop too. When I got that. Tim, pull forward that way, please. Okay, I don't know what you are doing. Okay, stop, please.
Upstairs all done. The dog good get done. Got myself shaved.
Foggiest idea what you're saying. What?
I got myself shaved.
Okay, that's a good start. Your beard needs to be done as well, and we aren't there yet. And I can't believe that all of these little things are taking so much time to get done.
I know.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing that stuff upstairs.
Okay.
We'll sit here for a couple of minutes and go in, and then what time is it? You for going for a small drive. What did you do? Come out to the van immediately?
4:39.
I tried buzzing you to say I'm going to be a few more minutes because this thing is still saving. Do that, and you'll find stuff to watch.
And shoes on. A jacket.
How are you feeling right now? What time are you getting up tomorrow?
What time do usually go on?
What?
You start at 8, right? Like it was. We'll fully up by 6:30.
That would be good.
Yeah.
That would be good. Oh, shit. And I'm kind of thrilled that we're out here for a few minutes, okay?
Yeah.
So, Tim, I'm running it through Snagit. I'm running it through Teams.
Yeah.
I have tried every kind of combination of record going. And I am running a PowerPoint with a backdrop Audacity. So this may all sound way beyond what you understand. I don't know what I did to not get the feedback. I really don't. This has nothing to do with you for going with microphone playing or not. I don't know what I did. To the van I have tried different settings. I've tried this. I've tried that. I'm going to be a few more minutes because this thing is still saving something. And I have a PowerPoint that runs
Okay.
approximately not quite 15 minutes. It's got a whole lot of pictures
How are you
that
feeling right
may
now?
or may not correspond to what I'm saying. But I say that, you know, I thought of doing pictures of people that I'm mentioning, but I decided to just do an overview. A picture's worth 1,000 words. These are snapshots of my life. And furthermore, and then I wrap it with a song. And I don't know why I kept getting feedback. I could have used it, but it wasn't cool.
Right.
It has a bit of an echoing to it. So now I've got a clean copy, and Glenda's going to get a copy because if I have to, I will send it to her. Your eyes bothering you? I don't know what to do. That's good. If Tim buzzes and I have to deal with it,
Keep the sun off.
what? You have
Why
my
they keep the sun
presentation.
off?
And she will have that and have 140 pages of an assignment that I did on top of it. I can't imagine her docking me marks as a result. I don't know. I just, that I can't imagine. So I've got lots of stuff going in, and if all else, if you play it, Vicky will introduce it, or Ingrid.
If I play it,
Vicky or Ingrid would introduce it, because I can message or talk to them and say, you know what, if I can't be there and Glenda manages to, I thought of sending it to Ingrid or Vicky. I'll send it to both of them and say, you know what, you got it. Okay, you guys have got to take this for all you got to do. If Glenda can figure out how to let us screen share. Do you see the problems already? It just compounds. This should not be difficult. You know, allow us to screen share, but I suspect she doesn't know how to run Zoom.
I don't
Okay,
have
so
a
does that make sense?
difficult. Yeah.
You understand that? Okay, well, I don't know what you're going to use. You can use a fucking small Starbucks glass for that matter. You're going to put all your pills, because the cats won't bother it, that go in for tomorrow morning, in there tonight when you get in. Okay? That means your water pill, your potassium, and
That's it.
What?
That's it.
Water pill and potassium, that's all you're taking? Okay, and they go into that, and they sit on your desk, and there they are to take tomorrow morning. I don't want to play this water pill thing anymore, Tim. That's good. This is more than water pills. This explains the stupid for you. It explains all sorts of things. And it's what took me through a hell of a bad hell. Me. I don't care about you. You know, I don't know, right now. You basically nearly died somewhere today. And it really hasn't come together. Well, that was spring break because of the water pill issue. And then you played it again a week later. I didn't take my water pills for 2 days. Well, you just played it again. How dare you? No, how dare you? I don't think there's an answer, Tim. It's a stranger for April. Yeah, well, it actually is.
See the price of gas?
What?
See the price of gas?
No, I have no idea what the price of gas is.
Over 40.
Yeah, well, now you might know why we didn't go very far today.
Yeah.
Apart from the fact that I had this assignment that has done nothing but piss me off. I probably wouldn't have been able to pull it off if I hadn't done the first way I did it. Then she told us it was a presentation. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Because I'd already spent a good day and a half organizing an assignment. But I now had it to mind to do the presentation. You see how that works? So ultimately, it's all the same thing, and when it's all said and done, I can't imagine her not giving me my 25 points.
Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And ultimately, it's there.
It really hasn't.
A lot of what I do, Tim, is I don't really borrow or plagiarize on myself because I quote myself. I quote myself and reference it. This assignment was the same way. Rather than, what are my traditions? What do you mean, what are my traditions? What a stupid fucking assignment. And I thought, what am I going to do with this? Well, I guess if I'm going to do a presentation, I'm going to talk about, who am I? Well, I'm going to tell them in Indigenous language. And then I'm going to say, oh, relationships. And then I'm going to talk about that settlers really should be being more concerned about Indigenous language and culture, because you know what? Language is what is being taught to children, only English. Meaning, we are being distilled into one kind of lump seething pot of culture. So I don't know, just fuck. Okay. You can organize the other stuff on the stairs into a couple of hits for tomorrow, okay? Okay. You for going for a small drive. What did you do? Come out to the van immediately? I tried buzzing you to say I'm going to be a few more minutes because this thing is still saving.
I got my shoes on and my jacket.
Okay. How are you feeling right now?
It is my real oxygen.
What?
Like it was. It was my real oxygen.
You feel low on oxygen. Okay.
I feel tired.
Okay. Well, then you should be going to bed by about 8, okay? Did you have a lay down today? Okay, that may be some of it too, but ultimately the whole thing with you doing lay down and making sure you take your water pills, and your water pills may have a lot to do with what's going on right now. Okay? Hello? I'm glad you shaved, by the way. It looks nice. Okay, so pull in and put the stick on, please. Anything else you have to do? Tim, please leave the gates open enough to... Okay, a little further forward, a little further forward. And you're really tight on this, but we'll work with it, okay? Okay, so put the sticks on, please. And I'll put your keys in on there. I've got a couple of things to do before I end up with there. Can you get in the van and pull it forward by about another 10 inches minimum, please?
Can I walk through there?
Okay, your perception is really off.
I want to know if I can walk through there with my tank.
I guess you're going to have to. So get out
and
stick on it, and let's get on with what else we're doing, okay? Tim, you know what?
It's a lot easier to drag it through here without the stick on.
Okay, you know what? I find that I will be out here checking on things again, won't I?
Why?
Because I don't know if it's fucking done.
What are we planning on watching?
Don't piss me off, please.
Okay, that's good because I'm overwhelmed at this point. I've got a lot of things on the go right now. Oh, I'm gonna turn that out, and then I have to do that, and then I have to do this. And
Keep on
yes, Nia, I'm working on it.
smiling.
Yeah, I could really seriously use to do
Boy
that.
magic, huh? That's cool.
Tim, it's really tricky because I'm the only one with a quasi
That's cool.
try to do bike license. And I don't know how to attend to this. I obviously did not do enough in the last year or two to head it off. I probably can't work with a Spider. I would probably have to work with a trike for you on back. And I can't afford it, let alone I'm way behind already with my bills. Okay, so you better start really praying that I get the lottery.
Start playing it.
Well, then I guess you better start playing it. Yes, I know. You are my Twinkie man. Just my Twinkie man. Just my Twinkie man. That sounds good. Okay, what are we doing? Why are we sitting here staring at this?
It sounds great.
Sounds so good. God, it sounds so good. This instructor decided she would agree to let me do a weekly journal. And I said, you know, I am just so struggling with this. I'm doing 5 days a week that sound like nurses' entries. Well, no, it wouldn't be that. Yes, it is.
Boy magic,
He
huh?
said this many times. We tried this. It, like, that's all they sound. They sound like nurses' hospital entries.
That's cool.
I said, you know, I would prefer to be able to just elaborate. And, you know, I kind of got a running thing. I got a great memory. This is what went on for the week. I would like to kind of say, you know, Monday this was happening, Tuesday this was happening, Wednesday I decided let's try this, it didn't work. And she said, well, no, I wanted, listen to me. I wanted by a daily. I said, well, if you want nurses' entries, this is really bothersome to me, and I'm not learning anything from it.
If they're first, that makes it.
Well, so she agreed to let me do a weekly thing. I said, you're going to get a page to a page and a half anyway, which is the equivalent of what you would get in, you know, 3 or 4 paragraphs or 2 or 3 sentences. And at least there's some kind of reason why I would want to go back and read it. So, you know those opinions I had? We'll just turn the tape off. Oh, thank you for going out there tonight for a few minutes. And I thought that was nice, and you didn't drive too bad. And by tomorrow,
I heard about that.
you've taken 2 water pills today?
It's just nice.
Let me see your ankles, please.
Your birthday. Had to make doubly sure he was dead.
Okay, so what we've got are swelling
Cody and I
because you
want to
didn't
be
take
on
them
the road by
yesterday.
at least 4 o'clock.
Looks like my lazy daughter,
Your ankles are
Tiffany
swollen.
Joseph, she hasn't cleaned this grave in months.
They're not normal. Well, that's beside the point, Tim. They're not. So hopefully they'll be better tomorrow. Okay?
The reserve's getting bad. When that wind comes off that leg, what?
Raise the balls off a brass monkey. But I guess you two don't have to worry about that, do you?
Okay, so up there, go over to the shelf, and at the very far second shelf at the end. Okay, there's the second shelf. Other end. Other end. Fold it in half and slide it in there. Okay? I have no need to know this right now, but if I ever do, there's something there, okay? Now, do we need cat
Jesus,
food soon, or?
What's going on here? Was there an accident or something?
Oh, there must have been a lake melt because the river rose 7 feet overnight. And I guess a whole knot of trees floated down and knocked the hell out of the pilings. Anyways,
What is this? Oh, Bo! God, it's
When
Bo.
are you going?
You know what, Tim? I have lived through fucking hell and back today. I guess I won't remember what you told me. And I could be nasty and say, Jesus Christ, what did you do? Well, you know what? It's good that you found this. At the same time, you have no conception of what I've been living.
My dad and my grandfather.
And I almost went to emergency and drove myself today. On. So that's kind of where I'm at. And what's going on with you, you may be mad, you may be angry about your condition, you may be any number of things, but you are just pushing constantly on this.
I think what he gained from that was the opportunity to make the jump into...
Now, how many cigarettes are here?
Shortly after that, I moved back to the
Well, why would you go and do that again, Tim? And by the way, there is no answer. I'm not looking for an answer. That's a rhetorical question.
I met carvers from around...
We played this game when we went out on a bike, which was almost 2 weeks ago now.
With Robert Davidson and Francis Williams and others.
And I have wasted another $100+ to keep a bike on the road that you could ride.
Lucky to interact with other artists.
You're probably not going to ride after this year. Meaning, I'm not sure why I'm going out of my way to try to keep it there now.
Instill a lot of whatever.
Would you like to speak to those comments?
I've never had the bike there, but I know when I'm not riding in the Monday after Monday.
Well, let's talk about your physical condition. You're probably not riding after this summer. Not at the rate of the games you keep doing. And if you're doing them because you're angry, because you're this, or because you're that, because you think you can't quit smoking, you know what? The bottom line is, or whatever, nobody can stop you from doing that parking lot test if you can do it. Whether you're on oxygen or not. Those are the rules.
You know, you average carver 2 weeks to get that far.
But I don't know. So you go over and organize your water pills and stuff for tomorrow in your container, please.
Always just a kid there, and he was selling pieces to people like Ray Ross.
And I'm asking you to do that in lieu of me being out here at 6 in the morning to make sure that you take them.
Geniuses making these paintings, and people were buying them.
Did you say?
Want to watch it? Close to the city.
Yeah, I'm telling you. He's been shot. He was shot by a stray hunter, and Indigenous Nations took it to court or something like that, and the judge upheld it.
Yet 7 years on, against the
This boy is
odds,
gone.
he's thriving.
And he was understood to be a sort of resident of Indigenous land.
Photographer.
Well, he's gone. He was shot.
I've gained this wolf's trust and documented his life, shooting over 1,000 hours of
That
footage.
happened about just before COVID.
I want to solve his many mysteries.
You didn't know that, did you?
Like,
Well, we have
why did
watched
he
this,
cross
and we
city
watched this
lines
about
to get here?
a year and a half ago.
Having photographic
And
documentation
when it
of
came
how
through my
we
feed,
kind of
I was
put it
just
together a bit of
astounded.
the mystery of where he came from.
But I'm astounded with the assignment tonight with a woman who wants me to define how good multiculturalism is in Canada. And she wanted me to tell her that there was social justice. And she wanted me to tell her that there was social or employment equality. And you getting a picture here?
Is Takea. What does his future hold?
And when they say Stakea, that's downriver and towards Cowichan, as opposed to Stakaya. So that's Stakaya, Stakea. They're kind of close. And it's funny because downriver and Cowichan is
the times when I have been
supposed
most
to
content,
and I'm both.
the most challenged.
I really
And
got off on the
so
fact that
happiest.
Susan called you Stakaya the other
It's
day,
when
and
I
I
feel
thought,
most at
shit,
peace in
man,
the
does she realize that's me? Probably not.
Been through a repeated experience of life in a marine environment. I wanted to find out where did I come from.
Suppose for a few minutes. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute.
Takea's home path could be one of the few living to the north and west of Victoria. In May 2012, there were a series of eyewitness reports of a wolf traversing the city.
I need to put that thing up too. And then I will tell you what else I'm doing. And I'm a very nice person, Jim. I'm trying to accommodate whatever. If you can have one cigarette tonight, and we'll work through the thoughts of tomorrow morning, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one thing at a time. So put that away.
In Victoria. He was spotted all around the lake, quite a few miles to the north of the lake. He was spotted over in the southwest end.
Yes,
and
just
he was
Mew.
spotted
Come
along this
on,
incredibly
I know,
busy
it's my
highway
Mewy.
that he eventually had to cross at some point. So he was hanging out here for a while before he headed onward. One eyewitness, Doug Payton, took a picture of a young Takea, aged about 2 years old. Is this the picture that you took first?
Okay, so downstairs now, and you need to get that pushed over more.
The gaze that you're
This is
talking
the
about.
gaze I'm talking about. This is it right there.
Yeah, there's the eyes.
Yep.
Having photographic documentation helped me kind of put it together a bit of the mystery of where he came from.
Yeah.
This was just a week before
Okay,
he was
downstairs
spotted on
is a milk crate that will have a pillow on it. I can't believe how fucking
the island.
indulgent
Takea
I
covered
am.
at least 40 kilometers on his journey through homes
there's
and
an
gardens.
ashtray with water in it, and a cigarette, and a lighter.
Further down the coast, he reached the tip of the headland.
And when you
And it
go
was
out
here
there,
he
what
did
is your
something
protocol?
incredible. He swam 1.5 kilometers through some of the strongest currents to the islands that are now
You
his
actually have to go downstairs without playing with an oxygen unit.
Looked across here.
So
and
you're going
decided
downstairs
to leave.
outside, have your
I
cigarette,
can't
and when you
quite
come
imagine
in,
how he could
you
have
can
done
use
that,
your
but
oxygen.
It's an amazing
Okay?
part of this story.
That is your protocol. That's why you're going to try this tonight online with me. Okay? On the phone. So you don't take an oxygen tank out there with you.
That's cool.
You you want to come down the stairs, use the oxygen in the garage, and go outside, fine. But you do not take an oxygen tank out there with you. Okay?
I figured I'd use it like I did when we go out.
No, you can use it in the garage, and you've got 10 steps to go outside, and you don't take it outside with you.
One person is uniquely positioned to help me find the answers.
Okay?
In the 90s,
so it's downstairs. You use it when you go downstairs for the minute or two. Then you leave it there. You do not take it out there in that area. I have moved gasoline and everything.
I've invited Jamie out
that's
to
what
the
I've been
islands
just
to see
doing.
Takea, and to help me
But you do
understand
not
why
take that
he came
oxygen
here.
tank out there with you.
I never expected this. He is gorgeous.
He's pretty chill, hey?
It stays in the garage. Because if you happen to leave it open, at least it's in the fucking garage.
We think most often
And your
because
flame
they
is
have
out
a
there.
burning desire to really strike out on their own
And
start their own
the
family.
odds of you doing
So,
too much damage are hopefully not a lot. You're going to have a cigarette, you're going to, extinguish in an ashtray with water, you're going to, ashes drop. The worst it's going to do is burn your clothes.
That he gets driven out. Does that ever happen?
It's really not unlike a human family.
Yeah?
There are conflicts, there are arguments.
So do you
there's
take an
cannibals
oxygen
that don't
tank
get
out with
along.
you to do this?
Just like it happens in everyday life for us. There can be tensions.
Yeah, we watched this. Does that sound like it can be worked through? And very shortly thereafter, within 6 months, he had been shot. He had been shot by a trophy hunter
Wolves have extremely powerful
who
bites,
arrived
at least
on,
5
and this
times
is
greater than
indigenous
humans.
territory,
They can cut clean through
and
bone.
took him down. And they
Takea
saw
decapitates his prey.
the show
peels it
and
like a
decided
banana.
to go and hunt this thing down.
But this skinning behavior isn't
And-
something wolves are known for.
Our court systems and governments
He seems to be
did nothing
really
because they had taken out
keyed
license.
in to this
And
landscape
the
has
indigenous
really
nation
learned,
you're listening to right now
to survive
were
it.
beside
He's coming here
themselves.
with no skill and just trying to find what's
Because it was on their
available
territory.
and how best to deal with it. how
And
best
that's
to
the world
eat it,
we're
kill
living
it.
in, and my
I can
instructor wants me to
easily
talk
see,
about
him watching
multiculturalism
other
and
animals
bullshit.
and then taking his chance on seals. But if it were too much of a struggle, I would imagine that he would,
Vocalizations out to the islands.
Because wolves vocalize to talk to other wolves. He's lonely. Or he's saying, is anybody out there? It's that simple.
Fred Harrington, an animal behaviorist from Mount St. Vincent University in Halifax, has studied wolf howls for nearly 50 years. Well, fabulous. Thanks for the howl.
Sorry I couldn't get a reply, but it's probably a good thing, because maybe we don't want it to...
No, to think
I said, does that help seeing that there?
Over time, I've recorded many of...
What? The bills?
Yes.
Not really. I never saw God getting.
Well, it does and it doesn't, because you've done games with them before. Because I've got my own issues with vision, I find that if I can see something, it cues me, because I was always visual. You might not be. But you having those there, you might notice them. And because I know they're there, I will visually recall. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to sit here for a minute and you can talk for a minute. How's that?
And we did that, and I
What?
probably done more cleanup.
Well, think of something to say because Mew thinks she's gorgeous. Hi, Mew.
Or maybe not.
Yes, you're on Mew. Okay, so what do you want to tell me now?
Thank you. Then you have it smoke.
Oh, okay. I will go with that, and I will say to you again, thank you for handing me those, Tim.
I'm just babbling, aren't I?
Yep. That actually means a fair amount. It really does, and I don't want to fall apart here, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now
Yes, Mew, you're in the middle of this. It's a great picture. I've had a few calls from people across the entire continent to say, I was thinking about you. I've been thinking about you guys. And that's pretty incredible, because I don't know what would possess them to call me today. Maybe because I've kind of reached the end. Meaning if I reach the end, you're out of here. So I'm telling you all this now, that for me to come up here and pat down your pockets and you hand me those is really incredible. Okay?
Decided to go home and get that house.
Well, you don't know why that's incredible?
And we did that, and I could have probably done more cleanup up the front.
Being honest with you.
For a change.
Maybe not.
Because some of those calls, I said, you know what I've got to go out and do? Oh my. So all I can say is there's a lot of prayers and good thoughts.
So much of it is probably okay.
And there are a lot of people out there you have never met face to face, nor I, that seem to care. I love us. And I love them to fucking pieces. So the world is a really bizarre place with COVID and everything else and Zoom, but there is community, and I'm trying to say something intelligent here. Okay, so downstairs, you can come down with me if you want, or you can tell me on the phone how beautiful it is I built, but I didn't. Like I said, there's a milk crate. I will put that on it so it's a little more comfortable.
Thank you.
You've got the light. Here's the light. If you face the door, there's the light, there's the table, there's the ashtray, there's the cigarette, there's the, lighter, and then we'll figure it out tomorrow morning, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. If you don't run around with a lighter in your pocket and you leave it on the table, because it's the one out of the backyard, went and got that, and it's there, and then I can just put one there.
Use my lighter.
Pardon me?
Use my lighter.
Well, your lighter is probably going back in the backyard eventually, because I really don't feel like running back and forth right now, Tim.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've already done enough tonight, yes?
Yep.
Okay. So that would give you a cigarette in the morning and a cigarette at night, and if you don't smoke all of it, that would be good. What do you do with it?
Where do I put it?
I'm just babbling, aren't I?
You would leave it on the table after you kick the cherry off of it. I will put a, oh fuck, is there a,
There's an ashtray out there. The cherry comes off the end of it and goes in the ashtray.
it has to have water going in it regularly. Would you pour me a glass of water, please? If you pour a glass of water, I'll put a glass of water there, if not a bottle. And there's a glass of water to dump on something, okay? Just that's fine. I'll get it from there. I've got to go to bed, Tim. It's 9 o'clock, and I am really at the limit, pretty much. Okay. So come over here while I do this and talk to you and say, you know what? These are snapshots of my life. 4:30, and furthermore, I really have reached the limit with a song. So,
I don't know
I don't know if
I
you're
kept getting
comprehending this, but
I
this
could have
morning
used it,
I
but
took off
it
out
wasn't
of here with a whole bunch of
It
issues
has a
going
bit of
on.
an echoing to it.
And I went
So
down
now I've got
there
a clean copy.
and I left there.
Glenda's going to get
and
a
in
copy
4 minutes I made it
because if I have
to do pickup. Then I
I
came
will
here and I did
send it
pickup.
to her. and
Then
say,
I
"You know
cleaned the
what?
front yard. Then
I
I
don't know
put
what to
stuff
do.
away. Then I
Tim buzzes and I have to deal with it.
and at 10 to 11 I was organizing Izzy because you didn't. And then I came up here and then I took off and I went and I did supervision. And then I got through that and lived through that, and I was out of there at, oh fuck man, it might work on Monday and Tuesdays. I appear to have an extra 3 to 4 minutes because this is my first run with it. So going from McCammon to Central, I have apparently an extra 3 to 4 minutes. Oh Jesus Christ, could I use that? Then I got in there, then I did more of that, then I left there, then I came home. Then I organized Izzy, then I dealt with stuff with Upriver Helcamale and Mentor Apprenticeship. Then eventually Vicky called and said, "Did you know we had an assignment?" Then I did an assignment. In the middle of this, Tony was here. I'm overdone, Tim. I've had a really long, full, hard day. And I hate to say this, you're not going to like it. You never did this at Harrison.
What I'm mentioning, but just
No,
just
you
do an
didn't.
overview. Pictures worth a thousand
And the
words.
reason I know
These are
that is
snapshots of my
because
life.
I did fire and
And-
flood crews,
and furthermore,
I
and
did
then I wrap it
cleaning,
with
and I worked for people
with a
cleaning.
song.
You never did it like
And
this.
and I don't know why I kept getting feedback. I could have used
Well,
it,
you,
but
you,
it
you
was
might have.
cool.
You might have.
It
But you
has
know
a
what?
bit of
You
an
were
echo
still
to it.
an employee.
So now I've got a
working to
clean
the best of your ability.
copy.
I am
And
not
Glenda's
an
going to get a
employee.
copy because
I have to
if I
perform
have
whether
to,
I'm hired or
I
not.
will send it to her and say,
And I
"You
have
know
to
what?
perform here.
I don't know
And
what
I
to
have
do.
to perform with you.
If Tim
I
buzzes
have
and I
to-
have to deal with it,
And most of none of it do I get paid, or have I ever been hired. Surprise! I would not wish this on my worst enemy or my best friend. And you do not have any conception of what I'm living through. So I'm going to wrap up here. I'm going to go in. I'm going to talk to you on the phone. You're going to take the phone downstairs to have your smoke. You can talk to me afterwards on Teams, but you've only got, Tim, I'm really pushing it tonight to go along with this.
Yes, I know.
Because you're supposed to be in bed by 9:30. Well, I'm supposed to be in bed now. Why is that? Is it because I go to sleep? No. It's because I have to wind down, and because my hip is really excruciating right
what
now.
I'm mentioning, but decided to just do an overview. A picture's worth a thousand words. These are snapshots of my life.
Well, it is probably because of the way
and
I'm sitting.
furthermore, and then I wrap it with a song.
So
And-
I'm trying
and I don't know
to
why
be
I kept
understanding.
getting feedback.
And would you
I
like to
could have
say
used
anything
it,
now?
but
Because
it was
I've got to wrap this up.
You are amazing.
It has a bit of an echoing to it. So now
I
I've
think
got
that's
a
why
clean
people across Turtle
copy.
Island called me tonight.
And Glenda's going to get a copy because if I have
I think I'm
to,
amazing too.
I
think
will
I'm a
send it
fucking
to
saint.
her and say, you know what?
And I'm not saying
know
that
what
to
to
be big about it.
If Tim
I think
buzzes
I
and
am.
I have to deal with it,
I think I am an old soul.
you
And I don't know why I've got to do this walk with you. Okay? But if I have to do this walk with you, if we did a soul agreement or something, then you have to cooperate. And I thank you again for giving me that and the lighter and everything. Okay? I take it you want to stay here.
We can,
Well, I don't know where else you're going to go, because if you go somewhere else, Tim, I can't get at you at Stallo or anywhere. Nobody can. And I would think you'd want to see me at least, okay? And it won't happen. So you're here, so we'll work with that, and if I can think of a better way to sit you down, I will. But right now, I'm really overwhelmed, and this is the best I can do, okay? But you have a soft spot about that height. Okay.
Well, if you did, and you can do that, that would be, that's all I ever asked you to do to begin with. Okay? Now, oh, come on, get up, Mia. I've got to go fix that.
With it, but
what
I
are you doing?
suspect
Saving
we'll
them to
take it
0, right?
White Rock or something.
Well, then let's fix that.
Or,
if you're cool with it, I may take it with me in the next few weeks. And what they are doing is starting social studies on residential schools. They're not really talking about a lot. But I have 2 Indigenous kids that I have decided that I am going to pay attention to. They get no funding. I can't believe it. I fucking can't believe it. These asinine-looking white assholes have funding up the yin-yang. They have 3 EAs around them. And there are Indigenous kids that are really actually quite smart, who've got a lot of stuff going on. I mean, we're talking about drug-using parents at home. And they can add and subtract and do division, and there's all this other stuff going on around them. Why have they got no funding? A little kooky with whatever, okay? Like, I'm supposed to work with them when I'm not busy with these stupid little white assholes. On that part is not cool, Tim. Like this is crap. But I've got a substitute teacher right now who we're starting a social studies thing on residential schools, and I said, are we doing some more this week while I'm here? And hopefully you're here next week. Well, not that hopefully, because then, you know, whatever with Letitia, but if you're here, he says, yeah, it continues. I said, that's good. I said, because of X, Y, and Z over there, as I'm leaving, and you looked at me kind of funny. I said, I looked at them and I said, do you have any upriver help? Upriver. And he looked at me kind of funny. I said, I am an upriver Halcomilum speaker. I would be involved in ceremony and things if we weren't in COVID. Oh. He says, well, yeah. I said, that was the breakthrough today. I had kids look at me and go, my dad taught me a few things. You see what happened? There's the breakthrough. Because these kids did nothing but act up while we were talking about residential schools. What does that mean, Tim? Pardon me? Well, what that means to me is those kids know damn well what we're talking about, okay? But don't know how to deal with it because nobody's dealing with that part is not them. Cool, Tim. And Murray Sinclair would say the same. And say, you know what? This is bullshit. We're going to tell immigrant Syrian kids about fatty legs and kids used to get spanked, and we're going to ignore all those Indigenous kids who are acting out now the minute we talk about residential schools. There's a real problem in our world. So I'm not sure how to do this as a student, but I'm going to try to do something. And anyway, so come on, are you coming over? Ultimately, I would, that's what I'm working, is getting enough credentials to get into a classroom. And then it's a question of what my teacher will allow me to do. Although I think Letitia might. In fact, 1 or 2 of these kids really get to her. Like I just know that. She doesn't really know how to deal with them.
Okay, this documentary explores the controversy surrounding the cultural appropriation of Indigenous culture.
What?
An innovative, hilarious,
Well,
Sure. Okay,
you should have
we'll go
figured
with
that
We never
out.
did
So let's
finish
come and
Bo,
do
but that's
this,
okay.
and then we'll find something
it's
else
okay.
to do quickly. Okay, I've only got so much timeline, Tim, and your job was to have everything on board. So open it up. Because I want to post these pictures for. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. I gotta get the flash going. Hang on.
Grand total of $10.
A what?
Grand total of $10.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll deal with that. I'll put them in the pocket for what we're doing. Where? What's that?
Be happy.
Me? Oh yeah. Well, that's important. I want to stick this on the whatever. Okay.
I think that would be good.
But driving over there on that part is not cool, Tim.
That's what you won at last Trump Circle. Let me hear it. It's not very loud.
It's not loud enough. I would prefer to actually take one of my other ones. But I thought of that today when Kelly called today. Okay, so you're on tape. Here, rattle your rattle, or the egg. It's actually like a sweat lodge. It's a prayer shaker almost. But when she called, and because of what went on in class today, I thought, oh shit, tomorrow. Like, what if I sat with this one boy and I said, have you ever heard any of the songs? Because when I looked at him today and I said, do you know any upriver? And he just went, like it was like a spider bit him. Talk about, yeah, see, I knew if I could get to that. And suddenly we're talking residential schools, so now I can bring up language. And he went, I can't remember. And okay, here, I'm going to even tell you on tape. He said, you know, I got an indigenous name. And I said, really? I hate it. Why? I wouldn't say it. And I looked at him and I said, I speak upriver Halkamila. Kai till chuck with the squeak. And it was like a spider bit him again. Wow. And I thought, I've scored. I've either gone over the edge or I scored. And I said, you know, I would really love to know your name. And if you want to tell me, I will tell you mine.
Well, the technique that's used to accomplish this is a little conveyor belt. So all I do is pull a spring and the queen moves from one location to the other.
Okay, I'm going
In
to
the
tell you about
laboratory,
this kid
50% of participants fail to detect the moving coin.
Okay, so thank you for being late last night. I didn't get to bed, Tim, till 11:30, 12. I'm running on 5 hours sleep right now. Okay.
Let's see if I can
But
find
I decided I would take Jesse's call when he called.
Here's one.
And
A joker. Jokers are wild. If I give him a little
I'm
wave
glad
of
I
this,
did.
he changes color.
It
Now,
was
there
really
are
good
two
to talk
jokers in
to
mind.
him.
Let's
It
see
was
if we can
in
find
some ways
a
like
second one.
talking
He's
to
right
a little
over
younger
here.
Frank.
This is perfect.
Right,
weird
Because now
places.
we can show
We can
you
see
this
how
one.
she manages
So,
to
turn this
systematically
off.
manipulate the person's attention to exactly the place she wants them to look. Now this is really very surprising because
Where's Mew?
intuitively think, well surely if I'm looking there, I should
Oh,
be
Mew!
However, if I study in this
You're
direction,
hiding, you little turd.
using eye tracking
She's under the
methods,
blankie.
it actually reveals that you can often be looking
Yes,
at
she
something
is.
without necessarily being able to see it.
Pat the blanket. Pat the blanket. Oh, now she's hiding again? Oh, gosh. What? Whatever, okay? But driving over there on that part is not cool, Tim.
And by actually measuring people's eye movements, we can evaluate the effectiveness.
No. Oh, there you are. You were. Oh, she didn't like that, Tim.
This is very little.
Alright, look. He moved my little spot. You should fix her cave. Fix her cave.
fix her cave.
Insight into its hidden workings.
Just slow up beside him a little bit.
Fix her cave.
Go up and pull up in front of him and
Yeah. Jared, old. Yeah, see? He fixed my
So
cave.
insight is a very elusive phenomenon. It is hard to grasp in the lab. So the question is how to study this in the lab. Magic tricks are actually very well suited to investigate insight because on
I'm
one
so
hand,
glad you
it is
came
a
to talk
quite
to me
natural
for a
problem
couple
solving task.
minutes.
So whenever you see a magic trick,
I
people
really
wonder,
am.
how did he do that?
It's
So
been
the
a
problem
long
solving
day.
attempts are triggered quite naturally.
Terribly
Your task is
long
to solve
day.
this puzzle and try to see through the magic trick.
Tomorrow's going to be just as long. Although I have to admit that it's easier. It's easier when I don't have to run back and forth and do pick up Tim. When I end up there, I have to go there and come back. Like the more stopovers I add in, the worse it gets.
Aha experience. I think everyone
And the
has
fact I
had
had to
that
run
time to
errands
time.
afterwards
It is a very
today
emotional
didn't help.
response. It is characterized by joy, pleasure, relief of having found a solution. Or you hear it. You hear an, that's how you did it. So interestingly, there are false insights. This is something that had been debated in the last years, whether false insights actually exist or whether insights are always true. And the magic trick paradigm that I'm using actually helps to clarify this question.
Yes, you are such a good girl. I know you are.
Practicing the silk trick at home in front of the mirror, I console myself and go like, how did
What?
That's not the thing. But, and as you know,
I looked at my arm under the light today in that classroom and went, holy shoot. Like, it looks like needle tracks.
Your eyes bothering you?
Like, look at this.
That's good.
But that's not her. It's when he gets going with and catches it. And I just get wonky looking on them. What? No, it's not. Oh, well, it's not her with me. It's like one of the kids looked at my arm and I said, I don't know. It's my cat's. Oh, yeah, well, and then they get kind of wonky looking. And if I was out in the sunshine, they would heal a lot faster.
Way and look at sort of like the multiple layers of deception that are involved in creating some of
Here,
these
Twinkie girl, you coming back up?
mysteries.
Oh, what a good
And I
girl.
put the
Come
case
on.
inside.
You
You put
are
the
such
stamp
a
here.
good girl.
Remember your card is inside the case, inside the deck, any place.
I know.
For the first time. Tell me in loud voice which is the card that you choose freely. You choose one card. Which one?
King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. And the king.
Your eyes bothering you?
Not really.
Oh, that's good.
Why to keep the sun off?
What?
Why to keep the sun off?
I would have liked to have gone to some place like, I don't know, somewhere today. And it really hasn't come together. Your eyes bothering you?
Not really.
Oh, that's good.
long as I keep the sun off.
What?
As long as I keep the sun off.
I would have liked to have gone to some place like, even, you know, I don't know, somewhere today. And it really hasn't come together.
I think it's April 15th. It is April 15th. Oh shit. That happened behind me. Garbage doing pickup. I don't even know what time it is, but it's something. It's Hi, Nia. You are my guy. Are you kidding? You are. It's my boy. I'm glad we're here. Yes, there's Mew. Where's Mew? There's Mew. Hiding in the box. She's in her little spot. She has her own little bed. You guys are just, you know, older guys, I guess. You like your own little beds. No kidding. Thank you for doing that, Tim. And you can do what you're doing, and Nia, it would be good if you didn't scratch me. I'm covering myself up with makeup to go to school now, okay?
I don't know.
And I brought stuff in,
on the bike.
and I've got things rearranged in the tool shed if it goes down again, that it won't be so bad trying to work through, okay? And I pulled the frickin' suitcases out. And I don't know what else I've done.
Which
but
would be an hour or so.
It was supposed to rain Saturday, and it's not going to, but at least this is organized. It's out of the way right now. Okay?
They need tomorrow.
So if you want to sit down with your book, we're going to maybe hear from Ryan around 6. He said he was going to stop by. If he does, he does. And if he doesn't, he doesn't. If he does, I have stuff for him. If he doesn't, I want it to go to Daphne. Okay? Because I don't know what to do with it. Hello? Or I throw it out. So if you found your book, we'll talk about what needs to happen tomorrow. You almost saved all of the doohickeys today, and that's really kind of nice. Thank you.
Do you think you're
I never stopped those.
bike on
Honey, you gotta get down. I've gotta go do those. I have down.
Okay.
Down. I've gotta go stop. And the problem is I won't be in until 2:30. Meaning by 2:30, 3 o'clock, we get to go out. That means I don't care to just go to the park. I really want to do a ride. And I don't know where to take you.
According to
Fairfield is really the safest. I would love to do my rides out through Greendale, but Fairfield is the safest.
Is, at least most of us do.
And take you out through Fairfield and run you all the way up, whatever. Maybe we'll go past Ingrid's and I'll go say hello.
Teachings that should go out there.
Okay? And if I could think of something to take her, I would. But we could always stop and I could wave and she could talk to me through the window. And
it's much larger, and it meant
and Fairfield would be the safest, and eventually end up back at Glen Vaughan at Fairfield. Tomorrow is also Double Star Day, which would be great if you picked up a thing and you could remind me to give you the Starbucks card.
So we've been reduced down.
I'd hope to get Nia shaved this weekend, which we might be able to pull off yet. I don't think that we're going for a drive. If we were, we would be going Sunday. We are wrapping group at 11, and we are going for a drive. If I'm lucky, I can push Nia forward 1 week. Because it's going to be 26, 27, and then it's going to drop a bit again. If we go for a drive, I don't even know if I can afford the gas. I figured Fort Langley. I'm not going all the way to White Rock. I can't do it.
I've kept my encounters to myself in the beginning.
But I'm hoping that they like Indigenous songs, and there's 3 or 4 that we can do. If I take 2 rattles, those kids, I think they're nice enough kids. I don't think they're going to bust my rattles. I think they kind of, that might be cool. We're going to do some multicultural stuff. I'm bringing you a song. And
each native tribe has its
and I don't know what I would sing.
Sasquatch.
I really don't know. I wish I could do the bear song. I don't know it, and maybe I can learn it by then, because the kids would love it.
Since 2005, Alert Bay has been plagued by encounters.
Spread toes. Every person who sees a Sasquatch just says, "Oh my goodness," you know. They're essentially discovering
thousands of years of oral records throughout North America.
The Sasquatch is, to my Diné people, a higher power and a high spirit up in the mountains. A grandfather, a grandmother spirit. They are our grandmothers and our grandfathers who we derive from, who we come from. That's where our lineage comes from.
Could the origins of man actually coexist?
God damn, Tim, I wish that your stuff had shown up and you had been here.
Related to the beast that hundreds attempt to gain notoriety by killing.
But I came over here and I went to Home Hardware, and I'm taking pictures now of probably Janet's, oh look, I'm looking at the bike. Let's decide that you're sitting over there, okay? And then I'm over here and we're doing the bluebells because they're just pretty. And somebody's got tulips in. Well, it must be tulip time. Yeah, I guess it is. Your eyes bothering you?
Not really.
Oh, that's good. I'm gonna go sit over there, and I should probably talk to Paul too. What?
Why did I keep the sun off?
I thought I'd just go sit for a few minutes. Yeah, I thought I'd sit. I would have liked to have gone to some place like, you know, I don't know. My foot really does feel good. In fact, somewhere today. Really good. And it really hasn't come together. Let's hope so. And let's decide that you're sitting here, okay, Tim? Right beside me. There's my bike shot. It was my friend when I you'd go off to work. Yeah, well, you would. And now you're sitting there doing whatever you're doing. So there wasn't any Izzy on today, eh? No, I guess not. It's April 16th, I think. Yeah, basically. Okay, so there's a table. Yeah. Are the birdies up here? Hey guys, I should have brought you a treat, shouldn't I? Probably. I should have brought you a treat. Well, here we sit, and I'm just gonna be here for a few minutes. We're gonna come to Gwen Vaughn at some point, all of us, huh? Listen to the birdies and say I love you, Tim. Yep. And I wish you were here with me right now, but at least you're not dead. That's a start, and I know it's been really tough. It's gonna get better. Maybe not, I don't know. Got through a whole lot of stuff. I've got to do a journal for this week. Or did I do it? I have done it. Okay.
Your eyes bothering you?
Not really.
Oh, that's good.
Why they keep the sun off?
What?
Why they keep the sun off?
I would have liked to have gone to someplace like, you know, I don't know, somewhere today. And it really hasn't come together.
I love you, Jim. Let's do a couple of pictures here, okay? We'll at least do a couple of pictures. Yeah, well, there. I found that thing today.
A different computer, finally. And
that's this thing.
I don't know.
It's all that. And
we should be out on the bike. Okay? Now,
This weekend,
you guys are all up there, aren't you?
Well,
it's a bird.
Tomorrow at 1 o'clock might be when we would do it.
No kidding.
Which would be an hour or so on the bike. Okay? And I've got language thingies in tomorrow, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, and we did that, and I could have probably done that. Never could find. Or maybe not, or I don't know. I don't know. So much of it is probably okay.
Wild? This is really wild. My foot feels a lot better.
I'm just babbling,
Probably
aren't I?
because, yep, I got some vibration into it. I bet you that's what did it. I remember that before. I remember that on the old bike. And I had a pair of moccasins on. I was sitting on the back of it. And you were riding, I was in the back. And my foot had been bothering
A
me.
different computer, finally. And I don't know. We should be out on the
I don't know
bike.
what's been wrong with my foot.
Now,
I don't know, I thought it was something wonky with my tendons, or maybe
well,
I bruised it, or I don't know.
tomorrow at 1 o'clock might be when we would do it. Okay? Which would be an hour or so on the bike. Okay?
Tim, I love you. I'm going to go get the bike over there and
language thingies,
organized and unorganized and whatever else is organized, and we're going to see out front, hopefully, okay? And tomorrow morning, I would either go do pickup, or I could work on a journal tomorrow morning. And those things. Okay. Yeah, okay, we can probably pull that off. Sitting here staring over at that house and watching the blinds pulled down and all sorts of stuff. I don't know. I'm thinking
They are
of
picture taken.
light with these drums, but that wasn't all that light. Look at these special people.
A different computer, finally, and I don't know, we should be out on the bike, okay? Now,
by this weekend it's supposed to be plus 20.
well, tomorrow at 1 o'clock might be when we would do it. Okay?
I'll talk to you regularly.
Which would be an hour or so on the bike.
On.
Okay?
Smiling.
And we've got language thingies tomorrow, and
don't
then we'll see where it goes from there.
That's cool. That's cool. Do pick up, or I could work on a journal tomorrow morning. Find those things. Okay. Yeah, okay, we can probably pull that off. Okay, we're working on it. This is easy. And then you'd be walking alongside of me. Might be the stairs that are doing my foot in too. It's all possible.
So we're going
foot has to do
with my life. More than just the fact that I injured it. And it's like my hip. A foot is even more important than your hip. You can still walk with an excruciating hip. With a bad foot, you're going nowhere. Well, do you understand the spiritual comment now? Okay. So, someday you may or may not live through to see the tape, and I made some comments on it about I'm glad I went for a really short ride. I didn't go very far. And I really missed you, Tim. And I felt really like shit, okay, while I was out, but I'm glad I did. And I talked to the videotape, turned it on, and talked to Ed. Meaning I talked to you. To pick up. And I don't really expect you to understand. Or I could work on a journal tomorrow morning. Okay. I know those things.
What does it seem like?
Okay.
If you're not riding with me.
Yeah, okay.
I know you used to ride all your time by yourself. When I was sleeping days and working nights. This isn't the same.
Well, you have another phone call tonight too. and I would tell you within the next half hour. And I'm not surprised. You see what I mean? Emergency after hours, and we'll page somebody, and nobody responds. Now, do not tell me that I'm not right. These people are making a killing doing dick.
I think the guy that's answering this phone is probably making $15 an hour.
The people who hired him are out spending the money that they're getting from the government. That's why they could hire him. That's how the game is played. And everybody's going, oh, we got all the bases covered and we're a great company. No. What the bottom line is bullshit. And they look good, but that doesn't mean that they're performing, does it?
Or I could work on a journal tomorrow morning.
Performing would mean that your clients had their deliveries.
Okay.
Would it not? Well, these are the things that I'm saying to you that you could bring up with somebody like Paul Henderson and say, what do I do with this? These are the things that should be being discussed with the MLA and the MP, and I'm probably better at that.
They are to picture taken.
And say, you know, I'm the power of attorney, I'm the primary caregiver, and here's where we're at. I'm overwhelmed with this because this is going on pretty much once at least a month. With everything else that's going on, this is going on. That means not only can he not get out to get his taxes done, he can't get out for a walk properly. And I'm spending time fielding this. And you see how that works? Excuse me, I'm the power of attorney. Now what? And the primary caregiver, and we're under COVID. What do you make of a company that can do this? And by the way, just so you know, these ones we logged. This is when we called. 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 And nobody returned the calls. However, a man by the name of Robert, who is his primary driver that he would usually have, like the times the deliveries come in, we got Robert. Robert returned the call. Now what do we do?
Did you call Robert's number?
They are to picture taken.
That's why Robert called back, Jim. And the problem is you're not clear enough to do these kinds of discussions either. But I've got to go that way at this point. What time are you up in the morning?
Maybe we'll sleep in until 7. Maybe.
Okay, I'm going to get you to set that up over there. And come back and get this. Thank you. And then a different computer, finally. And okay, so if you're up at 7, if you want to watch the drum thing, we should be out.
That might be something for you to do. To hang that up.
By this weekend, it's supposed to be plus 20.
Well, and tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we're going over towards Vicky's by 11:30, which would be an hour or so on the bike. Okay. Well, you better, because your hair stinks and you really should be showered. And you're not.
I need tomorrow,
And
we'll see where it goes from there.
So those things have to happen. Oh God. Yes, Nia, you're a Twinkie. No kidding. Okay, you're gonna smile at me. Hi, Nia. Okay, so try to smile, and any other time in our life we would have still been out on bikes. Or I would have, and maybe I should have. But I did, Tim. I came back here thinking that at least you had a delivery. For what? And you really should. All I've done is bitch the whole night.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, that was nice. I'm glad that you're okay with that. I'm gonna go in and sit because,
I gotta absolutely find my cigarette.
well, yeah, see, I gotta think about that shit too. Come on, beep beep.